Welcome to the Chit Chat Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure to sit down with a professional photographer, Alina Yamak.
Hi.
Her work is exceptional, and I knew from the minute I came across her work, her social media profile, that this is someone I want to learn from. Not only learn, but bring her on the show to share her expertise with you so that you can benefit something as well. I hope you are excited too as I am. Please get your pen and paper ready because she will be giving us valuable tips for those who are interested in upgrading their photography skills. Right? We will put all of her links in the description so you can check her work out and support her photography job. All right. And for those of you who are in Copenhagen, by all means, book her for a photo shoot session. All right. So thanks for coming, Alina.
Thank you for inviting. I'm very pleased.
You're welcome. So how are you?
I'm great. I had a busy day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some booking today,
Yeah.
some work, and also some TFP session. So it was really different type of work I did today.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
see. That's great. So how's life going for you these days?
Oof, it was really busy for me recently with the work.
Yeah.
I worked a lot at summer, but right now I started study, so I'm trying to find still a balance between education and work. It's a little bit hard right now
Mm,
because it's my first time trying study in Denmark.
I see. Cool. And are you happy so far in Denmark?
Yeah, I am. I feel really full, really whole with my life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I started photography really changed my path in Denmark.
Mm, that's
Yeah,
a good feeling. Yeah.
yeah.
And how's your mental health? Yeah, we don't get asked a lot, right? We don't get asked a lot about
that's a
mental
that
health.
that's a question.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I have some burnouts as anyone in any profession, but yeah, I'm trying to manage that. It was really bad at some point um, in my career.
Yeah.
I've been working for almost 2 years,
Yeah.
and there was a point when I just had the same type of sessions
Yeah.
one by one, and it felt like I'm just getting uh, some creative brain fart because everything was similar, same poses, same motives, same inquiries, and I had a really bad burnout.
I see.
Yeah, but I think that I started study right now. It
Yeah.
changed it a little bit because now I have more free time
Mm-hmm.
to um, go into creativity with my sessions
Yeah.
than just regular family
Mm,
bookings and stuff.
yeah. And what do you study again?
I'm studying in Kolding Gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
I study on IB,
Mm-hmm.
so I have a lot of international students around me, and it's a kind of new, fresh
Okay.
breath of air
Yeah.
because I meet new people and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just a general study. I don't study something specific.
Ah, all right. I see.
But I have psychology, leg
Yeah.
mostly, and visual arts,
Okay.
obviously.
Yeah. Visual arts could come in handy, it's very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I learned a lot of stuff that can help me in photography with the colors and with the perspectives and lines.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I get a lot of inspiration as well from the paintings right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Because one thing that's very important with studies these days is that it's very important for us to study something that we can use in the work field, right?
Yeah.
Because some of us we just go to school just to study
Yeah.
and have a degree. And then you come out in the workforce and you cannot even apply your
Yeah.
degree. You
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
all you know is something up here, but you've never been
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
right?
I
So it's
agree.
actually good you're studying something you can use.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I chose it also because photography is a type of visual arts, but it's also nice to have some additional skills that can help me in a work field or something that in case if this profession not gonna work out, I'm gonna just move
Exactly.
into
Uh,
something more creative and
yeah.
artsy.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. So, where are you from again for the viewers?
I'm from Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
from beautiful city Kharkiv,
Yeah.
second biggest city in Ukraine.
I see.
Yeah,
Kharkiv.
Kharkiv. Yeah.
Kharkiv,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, exactly.
I know this feeling.
Yeah. So coming from such stressful, big, busy city to
Yeah.
Denmark was so different for me
Okay.
and so surprising. And I was adapting for so long
Yeah.
because I used to rush everywhere.
Yeah.
I walk in fast, I
Yeah.
go everywhere, and Danish people they're so calm and quiet. They don't
Mm.
rush.
Yeah, exactly.
They're so slow, and I was so stressful when I lived in Copenhagen.
Mhm.
I was so stressful trying to go past them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I see. That's usually the difference is when one lives from a big modern city to a small city, right? They kind of struggle to find their way to integrate
yeah,
and adapt with the daily life.
yeah.
Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 21. I'm turning 22 soon.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool. You're still young, pretty young though. 21 going on 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in a relationship, am I right?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay. How
have a
long have you
boyfriend.
guys been together?
2 years.
2 years.
We just hit the mark. Yeah.
Ah, cool, cool. And you guys don't have any kids yet, right?
No. No.
You plan to have so many soon, anytime soon?
No.
No.
No. No.
Why
No.
not? Why you? It can happen.
Um. I when I was young, I had kind of this because we have my boyfriend is Danish
Yeah.
and we have different cultures.
Hmm.
In Ukraine, is the family institution is really big.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Hmm.
It's important to have family.
Yeah.
It's important to get married before having kids and everything and everything. And
Okay.
in Denmark is absolutely
Different.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's opposite. And here, people can be in relationship for 10 years and
Yeah.
have kids,
Yeah.
and they're not married
Didn't
and
matter.
everything.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so weird for me when I just came, but I think we on the same path with that we need to get educations first
Yeah.
before
I see. I see.
thinking about something because it's really important to um, figure out who you are
Yeah.
before you will put it into someone else
Hmm.
and take responsibility for someone else
I see.
because yeah
That's great. That's
yeah
great.
there is a lot of
W-
fucked up people in the world and we
Yeah.
don't want our kids to be like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm great. You have like your priority and you have your direction you want to go to. That's what's the most important. So, do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 4 sisters.
4 sisters.
Yes.
So your family is all girls.
Yeah, we have very big family. Maybe this is also the reason I don't really want a kids right now because
Uh,
I already took care of enough of them in my life.
You're the oldest.
We have the oldest sister,
Yeah.
and then it's me, and then it's 3 younger
Okay, so you're the
ones.
second. Yeah.
Yes, and the older were out of the family,
Yeah.
and when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So from my teenage years, I was taking care of all 3.
Wow. I
Yeah.
see. It can be really stressful. I see. That's great. How close are you with your family then?
Oh, we are actually really close.
Yeah.
I also think that the culture plays in this because
Okay.
family is important
Yeah.
and everything. And yeah, we talk every day.
Yeah.
They don't live in Denmark; they live in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, we speak every day.
That's
We
great.
video call every day. We visit them every year, and we have really strong bonds.
Yeah.
And growing up, I had the um, I had the idea that the family goes first always.
Hmm.
You can have friends, and these friends gonna be gone tomorrow, but family always gonna be with you.
Yeah. So who are you closest to in your family? Is it your dad, mom, or your siblings?
Oh,
Who was the closest
that's
person?
like, of course, my mommy. I love my mommy. She's my
Yeah,
best
your
friend.
mom is a
Yeah.
plus.
I can call her, I can cry to her, I
Yeah,
can tell her how happy am I, how angry am I.
yeah,
And I think so with my siblings is it goes one by one.
mhm,
So when the next oldest from me were like 13, we were fighting because it's kind of age of like when they changing.
yeah,
Right now she's 16, we are besties.
yeah,
But with the next one, we are not besties.
uh,
With her, we're fighting right now.
yeah.
So they kind of change one by one who's who's the closest because, yeah, teenagers is terrible.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I can imagine. So, besides the war in Ukraine and everything, you had to come here. What's the most traumatic experience you've ever had in your life?
Ooh, I mean, of course, nothing can beat the war and the fact that I needed to live my life and build it from the very beginning. But if we're gonna talk in a fun way,
Yeah,
traumatic experience, when I was 12 or 11,
yeah,
I had the blouse, my very favorite blouse. It
yeah.
had the circles here, it had the pearls, it was with the lace,
Mhm,
and I got it when I was maybe 9.
yeah,
And I was wearing it for 2 years.
yeah,
So you can imagine that it was already like that when I was 11 or something.
yeah,
And I was wearing it all the time.
yeah,
And at some point, my mom had enough
yeah.
and she just took it and she threw it away in the window.
Wow.
I remember I was crying so bad.
Yeah.
I was screaming at her that I hate you. It's my favorite blouse. Why did you do that? Yeah, I still remind her about that. I
Yeah.
still remind her about that. That I remember about the blouse, mom.
Mm,
Yes.
I see. That's sad. That's sad. So we get into the next part of the video right now, and we'll talk more about photography with Alina Yumak. And Alina, before we begin, mm, do you mind telling the viewers what is your motto and your areas of specialty when it comes to photography?
So I think I can call myself a private photographer
Yeah.
because I don't work commercially.
Yeah.
I don't work on events.
Hmm.
So my field mostly is families,
Yeah.
individual portraits, and elopements and weddings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also do maternity and babies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I see. I see. And you were telling me something about the lights that you.
Oh, I hate artificial lights.
Yeah.
It's awful. Please stop using it in your photography. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Because I don't work in studio
Yeah.
as principal and I don't work with artificial lights at home
Yeah.
because it's fake for me.
Okay.
It's really fake.
Yeah.
So when I just started
Yeah.
working more in candid style as I do right now,
Hmm.
I still had people who were coming and requesting the artificial lights and studio work.
Yeah.
Right now, finally and hopefully it's less,
Hmm.
but it was really important for me to build the portfolio that shows that I work in specific way
Yeah.
and people don't come and don't ask for something I don't do
Yeah.
because it's very energy draining
Yeah.
to answer and such
Exactly. It's
requests.
annoying most of sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes, but um, I think what plays a big role for such situations
Yeah.
is your price.
Ah, okay.
It it plays a lot in the way that when I just started, I had really low price for for the Denmark,
Yeah. Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
over the low
I can
price in
imagine.
the
Yeah.
Denmark.
Yeah. You
So
finding your food. Yeah.
yeah, so of course people were coming and asking about everything. And the problem with some people is that when they come and request something, they expect the higher level for this price.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
But my price at that point were showing my work at that point.
Yeah.
So when I raised my price once,
Mm-hmm.
it cut on a half
Yeah.
of such people. They stopped coming, but still, there were some requests. And right now, when I started study, I raised my prices again at the end of the summer because I knew that I don't have that much time
Yeah.
for the work. So right now, um, it's really pleasant for me to see that people comes for my actual work,
Yeah.
but not the price.
Yeah. We are in a country where darkness at the moment we're in the winter time, darkness falls at 4:30. What if you have a shoot in the evening with no lights? What do you do?
I do very simple thing. I don't book myself for the evening.
Okay.
um, yeah, but
No bookings in the evening.
so mostly I work in Copenhagen, and when I come, I try to take a couple of bookings
Yeah.
at the day,
Mm.
and I see um, what is the request of the person, because I also have a lot of home sessions.
Yeah.
It's something I do, and
Mhm.
I do good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I see that there is a request for the street session, for the home session, I put street session first
Yeah.
and the home session second, and there is no problem. And I love to work with home lights.
Okay.
And people,
And you always
they,
have good results?
yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, because I
um,
saw on your profile, in your website, guys, check out our website, Alina Yumak Photography. Excellent pictures, right? With no lights. You
uh,
can see the work. You'll be amazed.
it's just because I believe that the photos, when you get photographer not from studio,
Hmm.
you there is no need to show something that you don't have in your actual life.
Yeah.
I love to work with natural light from the window and from like sources as a lamp or candle or yeah,
Yeah.
some like additional lights.
Hmm.
And a lot of people have they have thought that what we're gonna do, we don't have enough lights
Yeah.
in our apartment,
Hmm.
but maybe people don't know that technology is developing
Yeah. Yeah.
and the cameras can get more light right now. And if I'm
Exactly.
gonna and photographers, they know the settings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know the
Exactly.
settings, don't worry, please.
Yeah. So this is exactly an example of what I've been saying to myself sometimes. It always is not what you have, but what you have in your head.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
if you know the right thing in your head, you can make anything work,
I
right?
agree.
And this is just a perfect example. So let's move on, Alina. What does elopement mean for? Can you explain what elopement means for those who do not have an idea about
Yes.
photography?
So when we talk about wedding,
Yeah.
most of the people, they imagine in the head a white dress, um big tables, 100 guests,
Mm-hmm.
and like the ceremony, the priest, and all the thing.
Yeah.
But right now, especially in Denmark, because Denmark is really easy country for marrying,
Yeah.
a lot of people, they come from other countries,
Yeah.
and they get married here. And of course, they don't throw a big party and wedding and a white dress because they just come to put the stamp
Yeah.
and go.
Yeah.
Um, Elopement by itself, it means that you are running away from your wedding.
Yeah.
But I think for photography, this meaning changed.
Mm-hmm.
And um, for me personally, when I talk about elopement and that I shoot elopements, it means that I come for the ceremony,
Yeah.
I capture your ceremony, and then we do some love story afterwards.
Okay.
So elopement is the kind of session where people don't have a guests or
Exactly.
big attires
Yeah.
or reception
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. It's
all of
just the
this.
bride and the bridegroom.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Usually. Yeah.
yeah. So it's very, it's. I like working with I think with elopements a little bit more than with the weddings,
Mm-hmm.
because wedding is pretty stressful time.
Mm.
You need to catch a lot of stuff. You
Yeah.
need to take photos of the guests, of details, how they walk, and
Yeah.
everything. And when it's elopement, you work on the ceremony. Ceremony is pretty basic in Denmark,
Yeah.
and then you just go and work with the couple one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's it.
really nice that you can talk and
Yeah.
explain them everything.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that clarification. We're moving on to the next part. So you travel from Kolding to different parts of Denmark for work, right?
Yes, I
Uh,
go everywhere. I
awesome.
can come
Awesome.
everywhere.
So guys, she's extremely reliable. Wherever you are in Denmark, you know, do not hesitate to book her because she's gonna be there. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. So how long have you been working as a photographer?
Um, it's gonna be, I think, 2 years
Okay.
at winter. When I came to Denmark, I got into Copenhagen. I lived in Copenhagen and I started to build my life there.
Mm.
I had the friends, I had a job here, and everything was so cool and fun and nice. And then I met my boyfriend.
Mm. I see.
His family from here, from area, but he study in Esbjerg.
Mhm.
So we moved together there,
Yeah.
and it was, first of all, it was at winter,
Yeah.
so it's already pretty depressing time in
Yeah.
Denmark.
Yeah.
But also that I left my job that I really liked behind, and I left my friends behind.
Mm.
I felt a little bit like down and upset.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
So he got me my first camera.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
What brand
is.
was it?
Sorry.
What brand?
Oh, it was Negan.
Nikon. Okay.
I hate Negan.
Awesome.
we just
Well,
we
it
just
is what it is, right? He tried. He tried.
yeah,
Right.
we just got some camera from marketplace for 500 krona,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can kill the time
Yeah.
and start
Yeah.
doing something. And this is how I started. And after that, his dad gifted me the camera that he had at his place. It
Yeah.
was Canon 500.
Yeah.
And with this one, I did a lot of work for maybe half a year.
Yeah.
I was working with 500, and this is what I've been saying, that it doesn't matter what you have,
Yeah.
which equipment you have,
Yeah.
but how you use it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I did really nice jobs with 500,
Yeah.
and it's like it's camera that cost 1,000 krona. Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
yeah,
But I'm so happy your boyfriend and his family, they were able to support you when
yeah,
you first came here and you were able to, continue your passion for photography.
yeah. I got really big support from him, and the photography is something that I couldn't really try in Ukraine because the price difference for the equipment is it's drastically different
Mm.
from Ukraine to
So is it
Denmark.
more expensive
It's way more expensive
in Ukraine?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think I got interest to photography when I was maybe 12.
Yeah.
The first season of Ukrainian Next Top Model came
Yeah.
out,
Okay.
and I got so into it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I didn't want to be a model.
Mm.
I didn't like the podium, but I loved the photo sessions.
Yeah.
It was so cool, and they were so like different underwater, on the sky, and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I fell in love in it, and at school
Yeah.
and on different is like school and my sidekicks event, I were taking photos
Yeah.
with like school camera,
Mhm.
and it was so interesting. And
Awesome.
I remember I always was asking to buy me the camera from the pawn shop,
Yeah.
but even there it was expensive.
Oh.
So yeah,
I see.
so actually owning a camera, I started here,
Okay.
and developing it in this way, I started here as well.
Wow. Wow. What a great story, guys. That's so passionate. So what made you decide to pursue this photography as a professional career?
I didn't really have anything to do here. It's not that easy to find a job in Jylland as in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of free time, and people just started writing me.
Mm.
Yeah, I just got into it, and I had very little
Yeah.
bookings. But then it was, if I'm not mistaken, 17th of September 2023.
Yeah.
I took my best friend and we went to the beach in Esbjerg,
Mhm.
and we did a session there
Yeah.
with her in like underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still the best. I feel like the best of my photos.
Yeah.
And I posted it in Facebook to different groups, and it just blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
got
Do you have
maybe.
the picture?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Show it to the camera. Let
I
them
don't
see.
know if you can see it, guys.
I don't. Let me take it closer. Maybe they go.
When I posted it, I got maybe 5 more bookings on the beach
Wow.
because girls just wanted like the same stuff, and I was
Yeah. Right.
and this my friends is my, I think, ride or die.
Game.
This is
Game.
my
Game.
second favorite photo of her.
It's insane.
Yeah.
With no lights.
This is the lamp, like just
Wow.
just stand lamp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, check out the Instagram to see these pictures we're talking about because I cannot show every picture on the camera over there. Right? So check out the Instagram. What's your Instagram again?
It's Yarmak
Yeah.
dot photography.
Okay.
It's
Like we said, we'll put all the links in the description. So awesome, awesome. This is just great work with no equipment. Um, the next thing we wanted to know is how would you define photography for those who are on the street? To a layman who has never, your grandmother who has never heard of a camera, how would you define photography so she understands?
I actually think it's impossible to do because everyone see photography uh very personal.
Mm,
For a lot of people, for people who doesn't know or for people who doesn't have interest, what I do is I press on a button.
okay.
Yes. For other people, what I do is I create art.
Yeah.
For someone, what I do is I drain money from the people for simple pictures. For someone, I really bad because I don't work with artificial light.
Yeah.
And it's so different, and it's so um it's diverse. Photography is very diverse, I
Yeah.
would say, because you can do so much, but what's very important is that what you do is what you really interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to work with artificial lights and I tried to do something in studio, but I just didn't like it at all.
Mm,
I didn't feel like what I do is the result I like.
yeah.
And I tried different methods with people, how I approach them
Mm-hmm.
and how I tell them to do what they need to do. At the start, I were telling people to freeze in a pose
Okay.
and like pose,
Yeah.
but it didn't really work out,
Yeah.
and it's never working out. If you are a live photographer, if you are a private photographer, please don't ask your people to pose. It
Mhm.
doesn't work. They look bad on the photos.
Okay.
Right now, I have a list of things I tell to customer
Yeah.
before we start the session.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that I always tell is that they shouldn't freeze in a pose.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do little movements because they look natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when, I don't know, when I ask a couple to kiss and they freeze, they look
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they're gonna do small moves,
Mm-hmm.
touch hair, touch face,
Yeah.
and all of this, it looks very natural and they have the natural lines
Yeah.
in them.
Those are some very great insights she's already giving, guys. We're gonna come to this part later. All right, but she's already giving it in advance. We're supposed to come to that later. But anyways, no worries. Thank you so much for the definition. Right. So you're basically saying the definition of photography is relative to each individual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is. It is because for someone doing the photos on an iPhone is enough.
Mm-hmm.
But for someone it's very important to capture it in a camera.
Yeah.
But for someone they just don't want photos.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very individual, and you also need to see this individuality when you book a client,
Okay.
when someone come approach you.
I see. Great. So one thing we all know is that we have millions of photographers on the planet, and each person has their own special touch, So what is something that you do that helps you stand out, or how do you try to sell yourself to people that have never worked with you before?
I don't know. It just happens,
Yeah.
and I like a lot of I have the questionnaire and people where I ask people, one of the lines is why they booked me,
Yeah.
and a lot of the feedbacks I read is that they like my style.
Mm.
They like that it's not fake.
Yeah.
They also like the editing
Mm-hmm.
of the photos, but most of the words I hear is that I booked you because you don't do fake photos,
Mm.
that they look authentic and real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also I yeah, maybe it's a little bit selfish, but I think I'm good in psychology.
Yeah.
I I can approach people differently.
Yeah.
I can, and it's actually it's very important if you are working photographer and you work with people
Mm-hmm.
one by one. It's very important to analyze the mood and the person in just seconds
Yeah.
to know how to approach them. And it's very important if you work with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're different
Mm-hmm.
and they react differently, and it's a big impact on the work
Okay.
how kids react
Exactly.
on a session.
Wow. What I just wanted to know from you is for our viewers right now, right? If you had to give someone the blueprint of becoming a successful professional photographer, what would the steps be?
So first of all is don't do a field dumping.
Okay.
Don't put low prices um, on your photography. It
Mm-hmm.
will not help you to book yourself in the way you would like it to. It's gonna bring you a lot of booking, but the people who gonna come to you, they're gonna bring you a lot of stress
Mm-hmm.
because people will expect way higher result
Mm-hmm.
compared to the price.
Okay.
This is the first. Also, you will have that much booking that you will not develop yourself.
Okay.
A lot of bookings doesn't mean that you develop in yourself,
Yeah.
especially if it's the same type of booking.
Okay.
Do the breaks for the creative free photo sessions. Do the ideas that you would like to recreate and find someone who gonna listen to you how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because not clients are different and there is different approach to the client.
Yeah.
Someone really open for public, someone really they feel really stiff on public,
Yeah.
someone like to kiss, someone don't doesn't,
Yeah.
um someone can lift their partner and someone not.
Yeah.
So it's very important to find the right model
Mm-hmm.
and just tell her what to do, or him tell what to do, and recreate ideas you have in your mind.
Okay.
um Learn how to say no to client.
Okay.
I feel like this is the big fear for photographer, especially for the photographer who just starts,
Yeah.
to say no to the
Request.
requests.
Yeah.
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 um because they think that this is the only request they're gonna have,
Yeah. For the
and
month. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and not anymore. But please say no to the clients with who you doesn't feel connection, or you don't like the idea, or you don't like the approach of them. Just say no.
Mm-hmm.
I learned it in a hard way, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I had the situations when I did the sessions that I just hated,
Okay.
and I felt bad after that.
Yeah.
And I think my breaking point was, can I should talk about clients?
Of course. Of course. Go ahead. It's important. This is a learning session. So I brought a professional photographer here so you guys can learn. So she's gonna share her experiences.
I'm gonna
You know.
shit talk now.
Yeah. Yeah. Go
Um,
ahead. Yeah.
so I had a situation when I booked a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and I work with contract. This is also very important. Work with contract because you have everything documented, and for what you agreed and person agreed,
Yeah.
and it's signed, and you can go. You
Exactly.
can't go other way.
Yeah.
So I work with contract and prepay,
Yeah.
and I had a situation when the client, uh, I will say they,
Yeah.
so we're not specifying,
Yeah.
they signed the contract,
Mm-hmm.
but they were um, against one clause,
Okay.
and they called me and they just put a lot of shit on me,
Okay.
saying how bad am I,
Yeah.
saying that they will never recommend me to anyone,
Yeah.
that they will never write me anymore,
Mm.
and they didn't cancel the session.
Okay.
So they put all this stress on me, and they still wanted me to come and
And perform.
yeah, and do
And
it for
do the
them.
shoot. Yeah.
Um, I think it was one of the most stressful situations for me,
Yeah.
because I bit all my nails. I was so stressful that I just bit all my nails.
Yeah.
I I picked my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So the next day I just fired them. I
Yeah.
just wrote them that I'm not gonna
Do it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this was my breaking point
Mm-hmm.
in terms of saying no to people,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like if I would agree, I would feel like I'm a doormat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right now, I'm absolutely not scared to say no. If I feel the negative energy,
Yeah.
or I see that person, what they request, not something I can do,
Yeah.
I just say sorry. Here's the list of other photographers. Maybe you can write
Get it.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there is a people who manipulate you with the price.
Mm-hmm.
They like, oh, we know someone else who do it cheaper in the same way.
Yeah.
So I always say, you go to them,
Yeah.
please. You go to them.
Wow. Those are some very interesting tips, guys. I hope you guys did pick up a few tips on becoming successful photographers yourself, especially when you're starting off. Like she said, I'm not going to repeat everything she said, but take the most important ones. Do not lower your prices if you think your quality is the best, right? Do not work with shitty clients. All right. Thank you so much for those insights, Alina.
You're welcome.
It's great. So the next thing we're gonna be talking about is your secret formula. Because I think sometimes with photographers they always have like this like these settings and these things they always do, to have the perfect picture every time in every shoot. Because for most of us regular people, we just take our phone out, and then we start pressing the button to shoot a picture, right? But I think with photographers, it kind of works every time. Can you tell us what is the secret formula to having a perfect picture all the time?
I think I'm the worst nightmare of the typical 40-year-old male photographer who has a big professional bag, some stripes, and two cameras,
Yeah.
because I never follow the rules of the
Mm.
settings.
Mm-hmm.
I never follow them. I don't know, I just feel it.
Yeah.
And what I love to do, I love to work against the sun. I
Okay.
think this is something that I do a lot,
Yeah.
but I always work against the sun, and
Yeah.
it's like it's a big no. You need to work on a light. You
Yeah.
always need to
Yeah.
work on a light.
That's what I hear often too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I hate it, especially when it says like straight sun, and I just see the photos of some other photographers
Mm.
when they have this like triangle on the nose of the
Mhm.
client, the black triangle,
Yeah.
some really grimace shadows on the face, really
Yeah.
harsh shadows, because they followed the rules and they put the client in front of the sun, or
Yeah.
like sun to the side. But it doesn't always work.
Okay.
It's when you come to this scene, especially if it's a weather you didn't predict,
Mhm.
or it's scenery you don't know, you have just 5 seconds to analyze it,
Mhm.
to know how to set your camera.
Yeah.
You need to work so fast, and I do it.
Yeah.
I do it.
A natural talent.
um,
I
so
told you guys, natural talent.
when I put people the sun behind of them,
Mhm.
I love to raise my ISO.
Yeah.
It's also something you're forbidden to do. How can you raise ISO?
Yeah.
Your picture gonna be so grainy. But I love to work with ISO
Okay.
in the daylight
Yeah.
because it creates a really nice like a halo
Mm.
behind the person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just balancing, I think, between shutter speed
Yeah.
mostly and ISO.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just I, I see it and I like it.
Wow.
I see it and I like it, and
Wow.
it's gonna work out. If I see that it's a little bit dark, I know I'm gonna fix it in Lightroom. But
Mm-hmm.
because it's also the problem that I see in a lot of videos in TikTok and everything when the people post like before and after
Yeah.
of like editing, and like I saved the photo with editing. It's when the original is very dark,
Mm-hmm.
but the result is like super over exaggerated in Lightroom because they fucked up the raw
Yeah.
file because they followed the rules of this like settings, but it's so lame, it's so boring, it's so 40-year-old male photographer style, and
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't do it.
So your secret is that you go against the rules and you get creative and you analyze the situation and
Yeah,
yeah.
I love to have stuff on the background.
Mm.
I love to have some blur, and I
Yeah.
love to do blurred photos.
Yeah.
Like
So even if you don't have like the best camera with a shallow depth of field, right? Like let's say less than 2.0, you can still create something
yeah,
using
yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
just need to of course it is important to know basic rules that if you go lower than 100 of a shutter speed your photo gonna be smudged,
Mm.
or if you go at 1.8 of yeah f
Yeah.
point, then it's gonna be maybe not in focus,
Yeah.
like if you know the stuff, but then you need not to be attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
You always need to experiment with the
Ah.
settings, with the lights, with the
Wow.
positions, with the perspectives.
Guys,
Please.
it's a lot of game today. It's a lot of game today. This episode is dope, right? Like I told you guys, the Chit Chat show is all about real facts, right? We'll be bringing you the real stories and we'll be bringing you real life things, you know. And Alina Yamak, she's one of the realest people I've met this week, you know, and she's just giving you guys straight facts, right? Thank you so much for that,
Yeah,
you
thank you.
know. And yeah, that was you. I think you just covered it because our next question was supposed to be the general tips and tricks you can use to create amazing pictures, but you just covered it in your answers, I
Yeah,
think, before. Yeah. And the next thing we should talk about, if someone is a total beginner, right, which software can you recommend for editing?
I use a Lightroom.
Okay.
I use Lightroom. It's very easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to learn,
Mm.
and I know that it's something that some photographers they like they scared of that as a fire, but for the beginners I maybe recommend to buy some presets
Mhm.
from big photographers.
Yeah.
I think one of the favorite photographers that I like presets of is Malay.
Okay.
It's Ukrainian photographer.
Yeah.
His nickname I think Maley.
Yeah.
Um, and this way you can see how the settings works in a like open space.
Okay.
In yeah, when you attach it to the photo, and you can play with that.
Yeah.
From the result you have, you can see how, if I'm gonna move this line, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say Lightroom is what I use and what I like.
Mm.
I tried to use a Capture One. I don't see big difference, but it's a little bit more, I think, time consuming for me.
Yeah.
But Lightroom is something I use because I can pay for the subscription right now.
Okay.
But when I just started, I were using the app called AirNI.
Okay.
AirNI.
Yeah.
It's an app with presets,
Yeah.
with the filters
Yeah.
that gives you kind of filmy, um, this like vintage-y
Kind of image.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
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 And the subscription is really low. It's like 19 krona,
Yeah.
and can also use it for free.
Okay.
But this is what I like. This is what I used to build a portfolio with this like editings and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned how to do it in Lightroom.
Okay.
Yes. But Lightroom is very good. It has a lot of AI options. It's one of my favorite options right now. It's removing subjects,
Mm-hmm.
because this is why I can tell my clients to not stress around, to not worry about people walking or some um, garbage on the streets, because I can just remove it in Lightroom
Yeah.
because it's very easy right now with AI.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. So how long would it take for someone to get to your level?
Do I have a level? It's
Yeah, yeah, of
I'm
course you have a level. You
developing.
know, the people have seen your picture, the people know you can work with Lightroom, you understand the cameras very fast. Come on, you're working with Canon 500 and you did that kind of a picture.
I'm
You
not
work,
anymore.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
updated.
I know. I mean,
I updated.
before, yeah, you've upgraded. We know you've upgraded, but I mean, before to create that picture, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this one
you,
was with for
yeah,
500.
Canon 500, guys. That camera is a very, very low budget camera, you know. But with what she had in her head, you saw the picture we just showed you guys. Amazing, right? The thing is, you have a level, right? And me myself, I cannot even compare to your level, right? I'm really low when it comes to photography. So how does one get to your level? How long would it take for someone?
It's very depends on the person's dedication to
Yeah.
the thing. I think because the more you practice,
Mm-hmm.
the more you train your eye.
Yeah.
It's very important to train the eye for
Mm.
the things, for the settings,
Yeah.
for how you see the light. Okay, I have the very bright, harsh sun, then I need to set this on this setting and this on this setting.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you practice in different environments with different kind of people or different kind of situations,
Yeah.
you take photos of nature, of birds, of people, of architecture.
Yeah.
The more you train, the better you get.
Okay.
So if you're gonna take a camera, put it in auto mode and go and take one photo once a week,
Mm-hmm.
nothing gonna change.
Mm.
But the more you train, the better.
I see. I see. So for you, did it come as a talent or you just found it easier to work with the camera and everything?
Um, I don't know if it came as a talent. I
Okay.
mean,
But you okay, so you've had like a lot of practice then.
I practiced, yeah, I
Uh-huh.
practiced, but so right now when I'm searching for different courses from different big photographers,
Yeah.
I don't see the information that I can get as new information,
Yeah.
because it's like something that you can find in internet or like in Google
Mm-hmm.
or in YouTube, and it's something that you need to try.
Mm.
Always try to do stuff. Try to change the setting, put your camera on M mode and work with that when you just start.
Yeah.
After that, you can switch between modes and play with that. But when you just start, put it on manual
Yeah.
and play with the settings, see how it works.
Yeah.
And what I can recommend, I think, for the new photographer in that case is to don't buy the mirror camera.
Okay.
So mirrorless camera is something that people should, I think, get,
Okay. I
even
see.
if they just start.
Yeah. What are some general misconceptions you think people have about photography?
One of my favorite stereotypes I hear from some of the clients is, "Oh, I didn't understand that it's you because I was expecting you with a big, big bag and plenty of equipment." And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm 21. I'm not gonna walk around with a lame photography bag.
Yeah.
I have it in my tote bag, and it's amazing because I can just pop it out and take a photo and like catch it. And it's it's like, I feel like sometimes people, some of the photographers, they're trying to compensate
Mhm.
themselves and put themselves as a professional because they have back and
Yeah.
flashlight and second flashlight and third flashlight and
And an assistant.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
Background.
yeah, and then you look at this photo and it's the most boring, flat, fake photo you could ever imagine of. It doesn't matter. And yeah, I think the amount of equipment is one.
Hmm.
Also, um, it's more of it's not a lot of people right now, but a lot of people don't think about that as a photography. What I do and a lot of other photographers do, the candid photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the blurred photography.
Yeah.
They need to be like sit straight and
Yeah.
have this like perfect portrait with a flashlight
Yeah.
or in the nature in the background with a very natural um editing.
Hmm.
If there is a grain on the photo,
Hmm.
mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But no, it's not for me, and I'm so glad I'm finding my people who loves this style.
Yeah. Of natural
Yeah,
photography.
yeah.
I see. That's great. That's great. But it works out well for you though. That's amazing. So at this point in time, we always do something, right? Where all our guests try to advise the younger generation. So if you were to give the young girls who are watching this video right now, because they're probably inspired by your craft, how would you advise them about life in general? Something you would like to advise them about, a message you want to share.
Do not try to be perfect. It
Mm.
will never work out. You're gonna be shitty at things, and you're gonna be bad. You're gonna be bad person. People gonna think bad about you. People gonna think bad about your work, about anything you do, and it's absolutely normal because only you define who you are,
Yeah.
and people around you cannot do that. So, um, take the falls as something that will happen and expect them to happen because then you will be prepared for that, for having fails in your work or your personal life or studies.
Mm.
And it's absolutely normal because it's life and life isn't perfect,
Yeah.
and it's never been, it's never will be. um and just be an just be an earthy person,
Yeah.
because people remember things
Yeah.
about you, and
Yeah.
it will come up at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be very careful on the internet because digital footprint is big.
Yeah.
It's forever.
Yeah. Wow. How do you spend your time when you're not working? What do you have any hobbies?
I mean, right now I'm pretty much into study,
Okay.
and I have a busy schedule with my assignments and
Yeah.
everything. But I also volunteer in there is a there is a project in Kolding
Hmm.
that called Swap Spot. Is the project where people bring their clothes
Hmm.
and they exchange it for other clothes, so people can learn how to live sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I volunteer there, and I love it so much. I meet new people.
Yeah.
I can meet someone who I can invite for photo session if I like their appearance
Hmm.
or like find it interesting. And the most cool is that I'm finding the clothes there for my sessions, for my free sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can find a lot of interesting
Some of your
pieces.
props you can use.
Yeah, yeah, it's so nice. So
That's it.
yeah, I spend a lot of time there. I'm very home person.
Yeah.
I think work and traveling a lot here from Colin takes a lot of my energy. So I like to just recharge with my boyfriend and my cats at home, watching something, having a tea. Yeah.
Awesome. Family time, guys. Very important. So we are the part of our show where we always do a quick game with our guests. We have a few questions, about 10 or 11, where we get to know our guests uncomfortably well.
Yeah.
It is called Know Me Uncomfortably Well. That's how we call the game. You have like 30 seconds to answer each question.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just short questions you answer with a
Okay.
few words, right? You
Yeah.
ready?
We can try. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Question number one. Name three of your favorite dishes.
I love medister with the prune sauce.
Okay.
I love Ukrainian borscht.
Okay.
And I love Ukrainian cake. It calls medovik. It's a honey cake.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Question number two. Name three of your favorite music artists.
Taylor Swift, of
Yeah.
course. And Harry Styles, of course.
All right.
Yes, and I'm a big fan of One Direction for 10 years, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Question number three. If you have the opportunity to collaborate with three people in photography, who would they be?
I love the work of Ukrainian artist. Her nickname is Photo Destruction,
Mm-hmm.
Lilia. She has really magical and like really out of the space works.
Yeah.
Then I really love the works of a photographer from Denmark.
Yeah.
Her nickname is Skank Salon. She
Mm-hmm.
has very, at some point, creepy, but it's very interesting and weird works.
Yeah.
I think, like to combine the styles, it would be so nice to like collaborate. And who else?
That was two.
I don't think I like collaborations that much because I love to be my own boss and I have
Okay.
my ways of doing it. And if
Yeah.
I have someone else next to me, it's gonna be a little bit maybe stressful
Yeah.
and like not comfortable.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Question number four. Name three of your favorite songs.
Taylor Swift, Willow,
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift, Don't Blame Me, and Taylor Swift, Invisible String.
Big fan of Taylor Swift
I
right
am.
here, guys.
I am.
All right. Cool. Cool. Next question. Name three of your favorite movies.
I'm not a movie person at all.
No.
Recently I watched Dinner in America. It
Mm.
was so good. It's yeah. And also from the recent ones is The Substance.
Mm.
It's a horror movie. It's body horror, but it's amazing picture.
Okay.
And I also loved the Poor Things of I can't pronounce his name. His first name is Lagos, but I can't pronounce his
The
last
second
name. So
name.
yeah, it's hard, but I think people got it.
Okay. Three of your favorite books?
I don't read books.
No.
I really I don't remember when I last time got a book in my hands. But yeah, IB edition of Oxford Psychology, IB edition of Oxford Visual Arts, and Theory of Knowledge IB edition.
Are those your university
Yes.
books? Guys, she's a very practical lady. Real life.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I think I'm a visual person, so I don't really get the understanding from the reading. I need also to see it. So
Okay.
I'm more into documentaries and movies and
Yeah.
videos and stuff like that.
Okay, I get it. All right. So name three of your favorite places you have not traveled to yet.
Oh, I would very much love to go to I think Greenland
Yeah.
or like Faroe.
Yeah.
And I would recently I got the idea of going to China.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful. It's like so naturey, and I think like America.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in America, like USA or Canada,
Yeah.
some of these countries.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So do you sleep on your side, your belly, or on your back?
I sleep on my belly with my hand out, with my leg out. So it's like it's very weird position, but I
Yeah.
love to sleep on the belly. Yeah.
All right. On a rest day, do you prefer to stay indoors and relax or go out and have fun?
I think I'm a very indoor person.
Yeah.
I don't like to go out that much,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also depend on the weather. If it's really good weather, I'm turning into granny and I love to go and sit on a bench. We have a beautiful lake in Kolding. We just sit there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just need it sometimes.
I see. Cool. So, what is one thing you hate most?
Is there is a one thing or a lot? I think I'm very sorry, but I hate American tourists in Copenhagen.
Yeah. What's so shitty about them?
When I worked in coffee shop as
Yeah.
a barista, and it's always very loud.
Mm-hmm.
And they also don't know that they need to stand on the right side of escalator.
Mm-hmm.
They never stand on the right side of escalator so people can walk on the left. They just spread on all escalator and I hate it so much.
Mm.
Yeah. So American tourists, please learn where you go before you go here.
All right. So, next is what is one thing you love most?
My boyfriend.
All right.
Yeah. He's yeah, and my cats.
All right. If he's watching this,
I
he'll
hope
probably
so.
watch
I
this
hope so.
episode. She loves you most. All right, that's great. So, next question: name three best dating tips a potential candidate needs in order to get you laid.
Put the photo with your pet on a Tinder because when we swiped together, I didn't look at him. I
Okay.
don't remember how he looked like on the photo. I just
Yeah.
saw the big fat ass cat,
Yeah.
furry cat, and this is why I swiped him to the right because of the big cute cat. So post the photos with the cats,
Guys,
especially.
this is this is amazing. The women love pets, right?
We do, we do.
You ain't gonna get swipe right if you don't have pets.
Yeah, we don't care about muscles or your fish or your car or anything. We need to see a cat.
Mm. All right, next question. If you have to go with one style, what would it be? Traditional clothing, B, urban and streetwear, C, elegant and classic clothing, or designer clothing?
I love classic clothing. I
Okay.
really do. I'm trying to get into it, but it's like I just don't have energy to dress up like that. But I just love it. It's so nice. It's so yeah.
Hmm.
It's cute.
One more question. You have a picture right now, right? I'm going to show you a picture, right? This is just to test your photography IQ. So I'm going to show you a picture, right? You look at it and you give it back to me. And then I'm going to ask you some questions,
Yeah.
right? Which you're going to answer about this picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So you could just show the picture to the camera. Just lift it up. Can they see it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
they
think
can
so.
see it. Yeah, it's pretty visible. Okay, just look at it for a few
Oh
minutes.
yeah, I know it.
You know
Like
it?
it's so popular.
Okay, awesome. Question number one: how many people are in the picture?
Is it like 12?
You have two options.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How many people are in the picture? You have two you have two
Guesses?
yeah, two guesses.
Okay, my first one was 12.
12.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Wrong.
11.
Almost.
But it's almost, you're close.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, it means you're pretty smart. Okay, next question. What is the name of that picture?
It's from the history book from 7th grade, and I have no idea. I don't remember, but I think it's called something like a man having a break, or like it's something
No,
connected to their break because I had it on
that is the
Ukrainian.
context. That is the context.
I had it on Ukrainian, so I really don't know the name on English.
I think the name is called Launch Atop a Skyscraper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, next question. What year was it taken?
It was definitely in 20th century, and I think it was
You're right.
somewhere like 19 between 07 and 1920s.
Yeah. No, a bit more.
More?
Yeah.
1958.
No, 1932. The picture was taken on 20th September 1932.
I was bad at history. I cheated.
Yeah.
I cheated on my exams.
All right. Next question. How high do you think they're sitting above the ground?
Ooh,
How high in the air?
it's like a hundredth store or something. 50 meters,
50 meters?
70 meters,
A bit more?
100 meters.
More?
The fuck? 200 meters?
It is actually 850 feet, which is 250 meters. Yeah, that's how high they're sitting, right? 250 meters above the
Crazy,
ground,
crazy.
you know. So, what is the context of this picture?
They having a break.
Yeah,
They having a lunch.
yeah. So, yeah, you're close, right? It's basically workers who seem to be having a break, but actually, the picture was staged. It is a staged photograph. It was used for promoting the skyscraper at the Rockefeller Center in Manhattan, right, during the construction of the skyscraper. So that was the context. It looks like they're having a break,
Yeah.
right? But it's actually staged.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a really good stage photo.
Yeah, right. It was actually surprising too when I
Yeah.
read that it was like a photo shoot or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. All right. So that was it for our games.
Whew.
We're at the end of the show right now. This is the part where I always ask the guest, if you have anything on your mind, which you would like to share. So take the time. You have 1 minute, 2 minutes for the people watching. Just look at the camera and share what you want to share with them.
Due to my life situation and all the events that happened to a lot of Ukrainians, I can recommend to not get attached a lot to your life and to your past, and always be prepared that something can change. Because if you are not able to do it, the things will still happen, but you will take it really, really heavy on yourself. So it's very important to know how to, um, yeah, isolate in situation and get to move on. It's hard. It's very hard, and at some point I still didn't do it in some cases, but it's very important because otherwise the life around you is still goes on, but you will be stuck in past with your past traumas and things that happen to you and situations and memories, but the life around will change, and um, no one gonna wait for you. Yeah, so it's very important to just know that if there is extreme situation, you need to move on and remember about your future,
Okay.
because you still have it.
Yeah.
You will have it, but what it's gonna be it depends only on you.
Great words of wisdom, guys. That was Alina Yamak, right? As we said earlier, we're gonna leave her links in the description. Thank you so much for coming,
Thank
Alina.
you. It's really
It was
nice.
a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It's been the Chit Chat Show. Do not forget to like the video. Do not forget to subscribe. And do not forget to share with your family so we can grow. All right. If you have a story as well, if you're doing any kind of business and you want to talk about it and you feel like you have something worth sharing with the world, by all means, come to the Chit Chat Show and share real life information. All right. It's been a pleasure again. See you in the next one.